one. All righty. I guess I feel like I always say already.
What's up, fellas?
Back for episode 4, College Guys Talking Ball. Back Mikey. We got Mikey back on the podcast. Of course, you got
later.
Ethan here, TJ with me.
Yep.
Man, let's go, man. 2 nights in a row recording. Let's go.
On the beautiful campus of Georgia Southern.
TJ's actually sitting right there right now.
Let's go.
What do we got here? All right, so we're going to preview, one of the best slates in the NFL so far. I got some huge Saturday matchups, the SEC, the Big Ten, and the ACC. And then, guys, we're pretty much already 2 games into every single one of the division series games. So take a look at those, and that's where we'll start today, giving our outlooks on each series.
It's gonna be a big weekend of sports coming up, man.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite weekends. Definitely, probably my favorite weekend so far this year. So we're loaded up.
Good college football and MLB. And 4-game Friday for the MLB, followed up by Saturday. It's gonna be a good weekend.
It's a packed show. Let's
yeah.
Start off.
Let's get right into it.
But first off, we'll give a little update on our thoughts, on the NLDS and ALDS. Me personally care a little bit more about the NL, being a Braves fan. But so
I think we all
Philly and Atlanta. So I'd say game 1, it's shocker. You get Fried and Suarez go out there, and I'm thinking, Fried's going to go out there and shove. Suarez, you might touch him up a little bit. He's a little overrated. And Fried goes out there and gives up 4 earned. Yeah. Two of them unearned, but in my opinion, they're still on him. They're unearned because it's
the old Scherzer.
It's his own error. Yeah, and then and the Braves, I feel like they're sleepwalking out there, and I'm not the guy that's going to say the 5 days is an excuse for anything. It's not. I hate that there's Braves fans on Twitter talking about, they too many days off. It's bullshit. But the Braves, they're sleepwalking through the first 5-6 innings of that game, finally score. And I'm like, all right, well, we'll get a little moral boost going into game 2. And then all of a sudden, Olsen hits a 3-run Jimmy John in the 9th, and you got almost think
almost think we got a shot there.
It's not safe.
Yeah,
it's not safe. And the Phillies bullpen's about to blow it. They get out of it, they win the game. And so I think everyone's shocked. Braves country's shocked. Game 2, 4:30 start time, gets delayed 3 hours. Yep. We deserve a primetime game as the reigning champs. They don't give it to us. Mother Nature gives us the primetime game we want. I actually was there.
What was it like? Tell us what it was like, bro.
That game was electric, bro. I'm so proud of Braves country as a whole for sticking around through that delay. And they had half off food and drinks. So, everybody's rowdy at that game.
Yeah. My dad said that was a big one for him.
Yeah, it was rowdy. So game
it was
2,
packed.
Man,
it was still packed, Mike.
Oh yeah, packed house, sold out. And game 2, I know this one was a great game though. Pitchers duel. You got Zach Wheeler, Kyle Wright, and they're both just going at it, just toe to toe for 6 innings. And then the Braves finally cracked through in the 6th inning, sparked a rally off Acuna getting drilled by a pitch. 96. Ethan over here, guy thinks he's a tough guy. He's gotten hit before. But
dude, he's
dude. Okay, well,
I'll expand in a second.
Well, he. All right. Anyways,
Ronald
gets hit by a pitch, 2 outs.
It did spark a rally.
Sparks the rally. I think that kind of woke up the Duggar, like, all right, that we're not gonna let that slide. They come through. Olsen with the big hit. I don't know if you want to even call that a hit. Hoskins over there, liability at first, but anyways,
Classic.
Infield dribbler Riley, and then you get Darno single. You're up 3-0, and then they turn it over to the workhorses for Minter in the 6th.
Night shift, baby.
Sorry, Minter in the 7th, Iglesias in the 8th, and then Kenley Jansen giving me the regular heartbeat in the 9th, but not this time. Goes 1-2-3, 1-2-3, dominant outing. Yep, and Braves get the win, tie the series up. So now we're looking at either Strider possibly off injury in game 3. I've heard on Twitter a little bit, do we want to give the ball to Strider? You don't want to see Strider in a possible elimination scenario if you lose game 3. I kind of like the idea of going Strider tomorrow and saving Morton for a possible Elam game if you lose, or a possible closeout game if you win. I like Morton's pedigree. What do you guys think about that series so far? Me personally, I think the Braves woke up. Going Braves in 4. They win the next 3.
I'm just going to take a note and just take a guess that neither of you are going to say anything about Philly.
No, I'll comment on them. You go ahead. I'll let you go ahead.
You guys are overlooking. You're headed to Philly.
I don't think that's the case.
I'm not saying it's the most crazy thing ever, but they haven't had the playoffs there.
Hey, but Philly won a game in Atlanta, and that's supposed to be a big home field. And Philly, who's not as good of a team as Atlanta, goes on the road and wins game 1. So.
And
so what does that say about Atlanta going on the road?
And now they have their best, quote unquote, best pitcher this year, going for them.
I'd argue it's Wheeler.
I'd say it's Wheeler too.
I'd say it's Wheeler.
It's definitely Wheeler, but Nola has had a better statistical year.
Yeah. More
maybe
successful years in the past.
Maybe if there's not Nair there, then maybe it's a different game. But it's just it's
so. Classic. What do you say here? What are you saying here? What's the result?
Yeah. What do you think happens?
I think the Braves are going to win in 5, but I think you can't. You're going to Philly. Like, what if they? It's a huge swing game. Game 3.
That's
the best of 3. Like,
if they go Strider, Strider owns them.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You can argue Morton or Strider. I think I'm going Morton personally here, just because
they own Morton.
Yeah, but Morton's Morton though, and the Phillies are the Phillies. But here's what I'll say. You said I'm not going to say anything about Philly, but here's what I'll say about Philly.
Look up and get snake bitten by a few home runs, and you're like, fuck.
Here's what I say about Philly. Philly
hitters ballpark.
Philly has a couple of guys. They got Harper, but Schwarber is 0 for his last 30 in the postseason after the home run for the Red Sox. But you laugh, Mikey.
Yes.
Actually,
is that actually a true stat? Is that true? Or you just
that is absolutely true.
He's 0 for 16 between the wild card and this.
And then he was 0 for 14.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
So,
actually.
But that being said, I think that also you can take that 2 ways. I personally think he's extremely due. I mean, I've seen that guy hit a bunch of jacks. Dude. If I'm being non-biased.
Okay, but you have seen him hit a lot of home runs.
All he does is hit homers and strike out. The only thing he's going to do maybe is go 1 for 4 with a homer.
Yeah, but
a home run and a timely. Yeah, a home run in a timely spot you can't overlook that.
As a Braves fan, you just pray to God it's a solo shot.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching this game. I'm telling my buddies he's a weak tap out every time. That's what we like to call somebody who's non-competitive at the dish. That's what I view Schwarber as right now.
He drops his PCI
until he bare. But the problem is if he does have the 1 for 4, that means he's feeling himself a little bit going.
It just can't be a 2 or 3 run.
That's
home
true.
Run. That's what you have to hope.
Yeah. Or let's just let him finish. Let's let him finish 0 for 36.
And Harper
and win 2 more games.
Harper does kill us, and that's what I worry about. And Castellanos, by the way, is seeing a beach ball. I'm at that game, and the first 2 outs, he went over to start that game, 2 barrels. He is seeing the ball well. He's driving it the other way. So I do get a little worried. Their bats are. We did shut them out last night, but there was a lot of hard hit balls last night. We had really good defense. I know, obviously, you guys saw the 2 top 10 worthy plays from Swanson and Riley. But
listen, guys,
as a whole.
I'm just going to say this. The Braves won the World Series, last year. They also never had to face elimination. They never played a game where they faced elimination.
Yeah, and then we
obviously if they.
You're right.
Yeah, so obviously, a game here swings either way. You could be facing elimination, and that's something you never want to be doing in the postseason. No. Obviously, the Braves didn't do that last year. They ended up winning.
All right, well, let's let TJ keep smirking because let's talk about another 1-1 series.
Yeah.
We got LA and San Diego here. Mikey, let's get you down.
So this one, we have a series out there, and I thought initially
Braves in 4 or 5. By the way, my bad. Braves in 4 or 5. I don't
think even TJ being a Dodgers fan, I don't think he can go against the hometown Atlanta Braves. But anyways,
it's going to be Braves in 5.
Dodgers, Padres, TJ's boys out there in LA. So game 1, I'm watching that game, and I'm sitting there kind of half watching it, half not. It's like 9:45 start time. Anyways, Dodgers go up 5-0 early on Cleveland.
I'm there. I'm in the box during that game.
I'm like, dude, holy shit! Are they just gonna run through them again?
No, that game was.
No, well, yeah, the game was good, but off rip they go up 5-0. I'm like, dude, not again. Like the Dodgers, easy path to the NLCS. We know they own the Padres in the regular season, and then all of a sudden, the 5th inning rolls around, and the Dodgers they have 1 base runner after that, and the Padres all of a sudden they sneak their way back in. They make it 5-3, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, holy crap! It's 5-3, 1st and 3rd, 1 out. I believe is the 5th inning or the 6th inning. Excuse me if I'm wrong on that one. And then you get 1st and 3rd, no outs actually, and Bell strikes out, and then they pinch hit Will Myers. Yeah, so Bell had a great wild card round, strikes out, and then
classic.
Will Myers gets up there and grounds it, just kills it, grounds it into a double play, and then Dodgers hang on, win 5-3, and I'm like, okay, I still think the Dodgers are going to sweep Padres. They showed up a little bit at the end of that game, but I still think LA owns them. And then holy crap, they come out there and they're just firing shots back and forth in game 2. It's solo homer after solo homer. Padres go up in that game, and then they turn to Hader and go for a 4-out save, nails it down. He's terrible ever since getting traded to San Diego.
But they was saying he's not good.
goes out there and gives you a 4-out save, just nails, just blowing 99 right past the whole Dodgers team. And all of a sudden, I think that we have a series that's going to go 5 games. And a lot of people are probably like, oh my God, the Padres can win the series. No, they're not going to win the series. It's the Dodgers. It's the wagon.
Dodgers.
It's the money line wagon that we all know. And I can't go against it. I'm going to go Dodgers at 5 just because it's the Dodgers, man. I mean, the Padres, they're going to go back to San Diego. They'll get 1. Dodgers will win 1 in San Diego, come back to LA, and it'll be wraps in game 5. But I think it's going to be a great series. I didn't expect it, but that's what I think we got.
I can agree, to be honest with you. I think Dodgers in 5 too. Honestly, I think that San Diego might even take this next game off the momentum of game 2.
Yeah.
I like watching the Padres play baseball right now, but the Dodgers are too much. They're too dominant over the Padres over the recent past, the last 5, 6, maybe even 10 years. I like the Padres swagger a lot right now. Like I said, they may even take game 3. I think they take 1 more at the least. This is Dodgers in 5 though. Too much postseason.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure.
Too much postseason pedigree, and the Dodgers move on to face the Braves and then
offense is too potent for LA, man.
Well, I'll go ahead and give my last night. I mean, I watched the game through and through. LA had too many opportunities. I'm not gonna say they like came out flat or anything because they did hit the home runs, but 2 of their home runs should not have been home runs. I was watching the game. Darvish should have struck both Muncy and Freeman out. So there's that. And then, of course, they come up in big spots. First and third, no outs. Second and third, 1 out, and they don't score any runs. That's a little bit concerning, but I think they'll turn it around.
Not a good ball club.
I mean, they're facing Snell in San Diego. I don't know how to feel about that. Snell did shove against us in the World Series, but he's also not the same pitcher. So
really depends what Snell has.
I don't know if either of you touched on it, but the Padres bullpen has just been lights out. Haven't given up a run yet.
Absolutely.
It's been like 12 innings. I mean, and they were good. They were good in the wild card.
To be fair, they're playing the Mets in the wild card, so
yeah,
the Mets offense.
They really have locked us down, and I'm not saying it's concerning or anything because the Dodgers hitters have seen those guys millions of times. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I'll take Dodgers in 5. They go home and they'll win at home.
Yeah.
NLDS, man. These are good series, man.
They're good series.
I think you've got 2 good wild card teams. I really do.
And I mean the ALDS, man, I'll probably keep pretty short. I'm not a big AL guy. I don't know what it is. I'm just not.
Hit this Guardians real quick because
I watch all baseball. But yeah, this series, man, I know they've only played 1. The game got postponed to tomorrow at like noon. But I mean, a lot of people, including me, before this, after the Guardians won the wild card round, I'm like, yo, the Guardians can possibly knock off New York. New York suspect with the bats. And then the Guardians have scored 4 runs in the past 3 games. And at what point do you realize that
they can't score?
Pitching can only take you so far, and you have to win a baseball game, you score more runs than the other team, and they're not scoring runs. And I mean, New York, they have better bats than the Guardians. Obviously, they still have. I don't think this is a World Series team by any means. Huge holes in that lineup, but they have enough big names to come through and get a couple runs and beat a team like Cleveland. I don't think this one's. I mean, I could go sweep here, but it's the postseason. Sweeps don't happen that often. I'll go Yankees in 4. Cleveland will take 1 back at home. They got a good fan base, so they'll get behind them for at least a game. They'll win 1, but Yankees win this one easy in 4.
So I think real quick, I want to take it's kind of a weird take. I'll keep it short. I think that the Guardians had some good momentum coming out of the wild card round, and I also think I said that the Yankees would win the series in 4. I'm saying Yankees in 3. I really do think the postponement it's going to have an effect on the Guardians' momentum as well as the loss in game 1. I think the Yankees in 3 win the series. Any team that starts Miles Straw in their lineup is not going to go to the ALCS.
But do they even have
can player?
Do they have momentum after losing 4-1 and scoring?
No, that's what I'm saying.
There's no momentum. They're just
it's all Yankees right now.
They're not a good ball club on the offensive side of the dish.
They have good.
It is what it is.
They have good starting pitching though.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they got.
We'll see. Pitching. I mean, it's the postseason. We can look stupid.
Same. Listen, it's the same scenario as both NLDS games. One team, kind of
Guardians
wins.
aren't as good as the Padres or the.
You're right. but they're one shove away and a few runs from taking it 1-1 going back to Cleveland. And then McKenzie's pitching.
Judge didn't do anything in game 1. They won by 3 runs.
Exactly. That's what I said. They're gonna, kind of teeter around him, and then,
somebody else has to do it, but they have guys that can do it.
Yeah, so I'll say this. I mean, home runs always win in the postseason, no matter what. So if
Indians don't hit them.
Indians don't hit them.
So.
Guardians, Mikey, come on.
Oh, did I say Indians? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess we can.
That shouldn't have changed anyways.
We'll go ahead and
let's move on with that. I guess we can talk about Seattle. Houston just had a finish.
I do want to say that when we kind of like took our notes on this research, that we did our research of going before game 2. So I was going to say that, obviously I don't want to jump on and say something after game 2's happened. So I'll tell you what I was thinking before.
Well, I've looked a fool about 7 times.
Oh yeah. So I'll say what I was thinking before the game. So I don't try to just take the bait. So yeah. So, okay. Game 1 was awesome. Alvarez walk-off 3-run homer down 2. It's unreal. And I think absolute gut punch to the Mariners, man. In my opinion, they win that game. They win the series. They tack on 6 runs and 4 innings to Verlander to open that game 1. And you're like, holy crap. They are ready to go. And then they do everything right for 8 innings. And then you bring in the most overrated Cy Young winner of all time, Robbie Ray, to try to close it out.
Wow.
Ethan,
1 year wonder. And he blows it.
Ethan.
He throws a cookie to Yordan Alvarez, fouls it straight back, gets his ego in the way, throws another one, and it's in the second deck in right field. So what I thought was after game 1, I thought after game 1, the Astros going to win this in 4 simply because the gut punch is too much to overcome. I think if the Mariners win game 1, they win the series, but they didn't. My thought before game 2 was Astros in 4. Now after game 2, it just ended about 30 minutes ago. They did win. And I'm not going to change. I'm still going to stick with Astros in 4. It's over. It's over. But I do think the Mariners get one in game 3 at home because their fans haven't seen a playoff game in 21 years. Like, it's going to be nuts. They'll get one, but then they'll get their ass kicked in game 4.
I agree. I was literally going to say the same thing. I think Mikey touched on that pretty well. We just saw game 2 and obviously Astros win. I agree with Mikey that the Mariners get game 3 at home, and then game 4 goes to the Astros. I think that the home field advantage really does make a difference. I remember the Braves in the NLDS against the Dodgers in 2018, lose 2 in LA. They come home. There's a lot of energy. Cunha, big homer. They win game 3. And then ultimately the better team wins in game 4. And I think that's what you see here. You got Astros in 4 from me.
I mean, this one's over.
Yeah.
It
could be 3.
I was trying to ride the Mariners all day, and then
Me too.
they gave up, 2 go-ahead home runs for Yordan.
How do you can't even get the guy out?
I mean,
it's unreal.
You can't. I mean, you have to walk him, and then today we saw
you walk him and then you get a hit. Yeah, it's just
he was a good ball player.
I'll say the Mariners have shown a lot of heart. And yeah, they did touch up the soon-to-be Cy Young, who usually owns them. And I mean that you just have to win that game. This one's over, unfortunately. Sorry, Mariners fans.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe one day you'll beat him.
Talking about Yordan, you walk the hottest player on the planet right now to face Alex Bregman, and then he still gets a hit. There's no holes in that lineup. I think that's the best team.
He's
okay, dude. All right. Obviously, Maldonado goes
really big, like a big hole.
Yeah, but I'm 1-3. He's basically a pitcher hitting.
Dude, it doesn't matter, man. When you have a guy like Yordan, bro.
I think that's the best team in the league right now.
And Tucker and Pena, and they have great starting pitching and great bullpen. I mean, the Astros are pretty complete. Yeah. Altuve makes 2 outstanding plays today, up the middle, both up the middle. Quote unquote, doesn't have a strong arm. Throws both guys out. Throws Julio Rodriguez out, which he has 99 speed in the show. So.
I mean, dude, you got Verlander
should beat that out.
Verlander,
Framber,
and then Urquidy was great in the postseason last year.
Yep.
So I think they're going McCullers.
McCullers.
Yeah, and you forget about him too because he was out all year last year.
And Garcia.
And it's unreal. They have so many good arms. Best offense.
All that to lose the Yankees in the ALCS. All right, let's move to college football.
All right, yeah, we have a huge slate this Saturday.
Man, this is, dude. I have not been this excited for a Saturday since probably week 1.
Some big games.
Let's start.
Take it away, Ethan.
The best game of the weekend. We got Tennessee playing at home against the Alabama Crimson Tide. The Volunteers are ranked 6. Bama's ranked 3. This is from my memory, the highest ranked matchup I've ever seen them play, because Bama's won 15 straight matchups against the Volunteers. And in their last 39 matchups in top 10 games, the Tennessee Volunteers, to the joy of a Georgia fan, are 0-39.
I can't believe
They're
that's
0-39.
Okay.
0-39.
Listen, I feel like you have to.
I'm gonna give
They
them
probably were not.
mine.
They probably were not good at all.
I get
for
it. I get it. But
35 of those games.
0-39. 0-39.
That's horrible.
Is
That's horrible.
0-39.
Also, they probably, played Alabama a lot. I'm sure they
Let's keep
faced
going.
LSU.
Let's just hold on a second. I'm gonna give them some love. All right. Can Tennessee get this win? Can they get off the schneid? Can they improve to 1-39 in their last 40 top 10 matchups? I think so, actually. I think Hendon Hooker.
Wow.
Yeah.
This guy, by the way, this is the same guy in the group chat saying absolutely no way you go against Bama. When I said Tennessee.
Listen, just listen. I think if Bama starts fast,
we're formal.
I think if Bama starts fast, that is the Crimson Tide's only chance of winning this ball game. Tennessee can score points, and listen, this come down to who makes the biggest plays in the biggest time. And I think that Rocky Top crowd makes enough of a difference. You're going to see Alabama lose a football game. They played in too many tight games this year, and they get bit in Neyland Stadium this Saturday. Tennessee not only covers the +7, they win outright, and they win this game. They might win it 3 points or touchdown, but the Volunteers squeak this one out, all to lose to the Georgia Bulldogs on the road in a couple of weeks.
All I gotta say is, if you could see this, it says, "Yeah, bro," but they're Bama. When I said Tennessee,
I know. I didn't follow my own. I didn't follow my own advice. I know. I said it earlier, and then I wrote this up later. So I'm no hypocrite. Maybe I look like one, but my opinion has changed. My opinion.
All right.
Well, you're wrong. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
We'll see. I mean, we'll
15 years, man. It's been 15 years. That's a long time. Like 15-0. That's, granted, probably some of those Tennessee teams were probably not very good because they have not been very good. But
they have had some good teams.
15 straight wins in a so-called, big rivalry. I mean, come on, that's ownage. Look, I'll say that Bama squeaks out a win here, but as it develops and we find out if Bryce Young's going to start, which I think he is, I think we'll all, probably be leaning towards Bama.
Dude, and this
Saturday at 3:30.
This is prime Nick Saban. Like he's hearing all the chirping. This is prime Nick Saban coming and whoop your ass material.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if this is a game where Bama goes in and walks them and just destroys them. But I'm not.
I can't really walk anyone.
That's not the pick I'm taking. Don't get riled up. It's not the pick I'm taking. I said I wouldn't be surprised. It's not what I'm taking though. I mean, they almost fall 3 times against Texas, Arkansas, and A&M. And Texas, granted, I do think is actually a pretty decent team with Quinn Ewers, but they played majority of that game, 3/4 of that game, with a backup quarterback on one leg, and they still almost lose the game. And people are talking about last week, oh no, Bryce Young almost lose the game to A&M, and it's like, okay, you had Bryce Young against Texas. What happened there? So, I mean, Bryce Young, I do think is the difference maker. Tennessee's pass defense, one of the worst in the country.
That's true.
I would have to get the exact number. It's in the 120. Yeah. It's 120 somewhere in the FBS. So it's terrible.
This is going to be a great one.
Combine that with Alabama's like kind of low key throwback style they have now with the running back. I'm looking terrible right now. Forgot his name. I hate Alabama, dude. But so I think the ground game is going to help out. Bryce Young's going to stay poised. I consider him kind of a veteran at this point. Yeah. And I think Alabama covers the 7. They win 30-20, but I mean, the hype. This is going to be a great game.
Here's my last comment. Just to defend myself, I guess a little bit. I could see an Alabama win. Very obviously, I know what Bama's made of. I'm a Georgia fan. They've beaten us so many times when they weren't supposed to be anything. But here's what I'll say about Tennessee. You want to talk about 15 in a row? That's fantastic. They lost 16 of the last 17 to Florida and then beat them earlier this year. Is this a year
that's a great point?
Does Tennessee exercise all the demons this year, and they really do have a big chance to exercise not only
but
Alabama, top 10
I will say,
I was about to say, if you say they're going to exercise the demon and
at some point
beat Bama, then they're going to.
I'm saying they're beating Bama. I just said I wouldn't be surprised
okay, Well,
So
Can't
what's
be
your
last
pick
surprised
then?
if Bama
Is your pick Tennessee then? Is it
My
Tennessee?
pick is Tennessee.
Okay.
If Bama wins,
Yeah.
I won't be surprised. But
yeah,
my
I
pick
know.
is Tennessee.
You gotta lock the pick in though. We can't be half and half here.
The pick is
Locking it in.
Tennessee. The pick is Tennessee 31-28.
I will
Well,
say at some point Tennessee has to win a football game against Alabama. And if there's a year, it's this year, but it's not happening. Sorry. Nick
Well,
Saban,
I'll say to
rat
Mikey's
poison.
point, you know, Bama's running game is really strong. Jameer Gibbs is the guy, by the way.
Gibbs. Yep.
He's
Yeah,
a beast. So, dude, if he goes for, I won't be surprised if he goes for 100 plus 2 touchdowns. I'll take Bama here.
All right, let's move on to the Big
Yeah,
Ten, the most
keep it
boring
moving.
football in America. We
Yeah.
got Michigan, Penn State, another
The
top 10
huge
matchup. Another
Won't even
top
be
10
watching.
Another top 10
Big Ten
matchup.
kickoff.
You've got
Big new kickoff. I
at
won't
noon.
even tune in.
You've got two top 10 teams. You got two undefeated teams. This is a big game for Big Ten landscape. That being said, Michigan wins this game by 20 plus. Navy Lions are not a good football team. They've struggled with. We've literally watched them struggle with Northwestern. They've struggled with some teams that aren't half the teams that Michigan are, and they have to go to the big house. JJ McCarthy is too much for them, and then you got the run game behind Blake Corum. Blake Corum is second in yards in the Big Ten. He's first in touchdowns in the Big Ten, and he's second in the entire NCAA in rushing touchdowns. I think Michigan's got to figure out not only this year, but as a program a little bit. They're not going to slip up in a game like this. Like I said, Michigan, it's -7. They cover that. I really do think they could win this game 20 plus points. It's going to be an interesting game. Can Penn State and James Franklin maybe prove that he's what he's worth, what he's getting paid? If he wins this game, I think he proves he's what he's worth, but he doesn't win this football game. And people are questioning Penn State again because here they come. They're probably another 2-3 loss team, but they do have an opportunity this Saturday to make people like me shut up.
It's hard.
I gotta
say it's hard for them.
I gotta play a little devil's advocate here. I mean, this is a Michigan team that beat Maryland by 7. That was at home.
It's true. It's true.
In the big house, right?
And they didn't play Iowa good either.
And you beat Iowa, one of the worst offensive team in the country, by 13.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but
I remember that being crappy weather.
I gotta. That's TOB,
what?
Man.
It wasn't.
I gotta. No, I'm just saying we can't put on the weather, but I mean, I gotta take the side. I'll explain. I have to take the side of looking at why Penn State could win this game, but Penn State, they're not good, man. You go look at their resume right now. Their best win is a 41-12 destruction of Auburn on the road, and at the time.
Forget about that though.
At the time,
Auburn is not good.
I'm gonna say that is that at the time they went into Jordan Hare, destroyed them. I'm like, holy crap, Penn State, all right, they're not that bad. And then Auburn's just getting shellacked week in and week out. So Auburn's really bad. That win means nothing. And Penn State just beat Northwestern 17-7. Like, are you kidding me? So I mean, I do think Michigan wins this game big time, but this is also, keep in mind, the Michigan team that is not very good, highly overrated at number 4. Which, granted, there is no other team to put it for. There's no other team, so I guess they deserve the ranking. Yeah, like a team like Clemson, but
Clemson is the only thing I can think.
Out like we talk about this all the time. There's levels to this outside of Georgia and outside of Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State. It's a drop off, and in my opinion, it's Georgia and a drop off. But but that's my point. So Michigan is Michigan's number 4, and they're not very good, man. To be a number 4 team, you can't go out there and beat Maryland by 7. So I mean, I'll agree with you guys here for sure. I mean, when was the last time Penn State's won a game, like a big game in October, November, or December? I don't think it's ever happened. And as well, Ethan alluded to. I mean, Michigan has a great ground game. It's probably going to dismantle Penn State's, front 7 or whatever, and they'll probably win this one pretty handily.
Anymore, TJ. Let's move on. I guess
they don't. But when they did, it was the same thing, dude. Like, they weren't winning. They weren't beating Michigan.
Yeah,
no,
not good.
They were better than this. They were better than this, dude.
They're top 10 right now.
Yeah, but they, like you said, they haven't won a game this late in a while. So
they drop off, man.
They always drop off. They always drop off.
The
drop off
25 drop off is crazy. Penn State is not a
a
number 10 team in the country.
The drop off is insane. I'll give it like 5, 6 teams, maybe. Think you can slip like an Oklahoma State in there and a Clemson, but other than that, the drop off is It's pretty
For sure.
big.
For sure. For some last 3 games, let's just give our picks real quick, and then we'll move on to NFL. Those are 2 big top 10 games, but we wanted to talk about Clemson at FSU. I personally have Clemson covering the 3.5 and have them winning at FSU. How about you guys?
I don't see any reason why Clemson doesn't cover this. I don't see why Florida State is only plus 3.5. I think it's ridiculous. Florida State's not back. Clemson covers easy. I think they win by 14.
Yeah, I think Clemson will cover too. DJ Ungale.
Yeah,
he's kind of a beast. So
he's maturing.
Sure.
He's maturing in front of our eyes.
He's had a really good. He's had a really good year.
He absolutely is. All right. Next big matchup, you got USC at Utah. Big game, home game for Utah. But that being said, I think USC is playing for a higher purpose right now. They still have Pac-12 title hopes, and not only that, but playoff hopes. I think USC obviously covers the 3.5 if I think they're going to win. And if I were you, viewers, I would sprinkle the money line. I think that's a big winner this week, and I think that's a mistake in a line. So, I'm sure you guys agree, actually.
USC outright. Utah's overrated. Still can't get over the loss to Florida in week 1. I don't care if it's week 1. Florida's a bad football team. Correct. USC outright. Caleb Williams is that good.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think this is a huge game for Lincoln Riley too. I mean, he still kind of needs to prove himself out west there. I know they're ranked pretty high, but I'll take USC outright as well. And covering should be good. And then super easy.
And then last game, this should be a shootout. I bet this hits the over. Oklahoma State at TCU.
Oh yeah,
I don't buy the Horned Frogs. Yeah. Oklahoma State wins this game. I think they're dogs. I should have looked at that. But if they're dogs, take their spread and take their money line.
Yeah, TCU. I think it's. I don't know if it's changed, but last time I knew is TCU -4. I love Oklahoma State. I don't know why. I just root for them. I just like their high-powered offense and stuff. When I watch them, I want them to win. But I don't think Oklahoma State wins this game. Their defense is too bad. You give up 31, I think it was, to Texas Tech. Not a very good football team. So I'm gonna lean TCU here in a shootout. They'll win by I think they don't even cover. I think they'll win. So you would say Oklahoma State covers, but I think TCU wins this game by 2 or 3, maybe a last second field goal or last second touchdown. It'll be a great game, but defense too bad.
I think Oklahoma State's a better team here. It is TCU will be at home. Both these quarterbacks in this game have played great. Max Duggan, 14 touchdowns, only 1 pick. That's pretty good. And Spencer Sanders has also been pretty good. They're both undefeated. This should be a big matchup.
Yeah.
What's the pick?
Yeah.
I'll take Okie State.
Cowboys,
right?
Baby. All right. Well, let's move into.
But I'm not big into that whole gambling thing. So
yeah,
I'm watching.
This is
admiration of the game.
We don't gamble. We don't gamble.
Just had to get your pick. But all right, let's move on real quick.
Friendly picking.
Real quick, let's go NFL. We got Buffalo at Kansas City. TJ.
As me and Ethan talked about last week, this matchup could potentially have huge implications on the playoffs and also the AP race with Mahomes facing Allen. What's the storyline for you guys here?
For me, it's not the playoff race. I'm super duper excited to see the individual mashup. Allen, Mahomes, it reminds me a lot of Brady Manning. Some of these huge quarterback matchups you've seen over the years. Brady Rodgers, another example. That being said, I'm just super excited to see this matchup. I think the over smacks just because these 2 quarterbacks are so good. And I think that Mahomes gets an edge here, but that's just an early pick.
I wanted to say, what I think about this game. I wanted to say something about Mahomes and Allen, but I won't copy here. I'm going to pivot. I want to talk about Diggs and Kelsey, 2 guys on my fantasy team. Who I think this will be the duel between obviously the quarterbacks, but then I consider Kelsey a wide receiver at this point. The 2 wide receivers.
That's kind of what we talked about last week. Yeah.
I think it's just going to be which quarterback throws the ball to them more. And you're going to see 2 touchdowns from Diggs, probably 2 touchdowns from Kelsey. It's going to be unreal. Great football game. Game of the week, not Dallas, Philly. Don't even give me that.
That's cap.
No, dude, the best game probably ever last year in the playoffs, and you want to say that?
So I'll go and say that. Yeah,
Cooper Rush, dude, come on.
For me, it's going to be that it's going to be their first matchup since that AFC divisional playoff game, which is probably the greatest game I've ever watched. I mean, so many fireworks, and it's just so. It feels so scripted that this game is going to have a lot of fireworks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
If you bet the under in this game, you saw.
Give you a pick. I'll go Bills. Squeak it out. Stephon Diggs is my
Chiefs.
guy.
I'll go Chiefs, dude. It's in Kansas City. I mean, it's gonna be a good game because, dude, the Chiefs secondary just got diced by the Raiders. So
yeah,
it's hard to imagine what Allen and Diggs are gonna do here.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Sunday night, we got Dallas at the Eagles. You got the Eagles at undefeated. They are 5-0, correct, TJ? 5-0?
Yeah, they are.
And Dallas is 4-1. I don't think this is the game of the week. I'm excited to see both games, though, Buffalo, Kansas City, and this game. But I'm going to, piss TJ off a little bit. I'm going to go Dallas covers the 5.5, but Philadelphia wins at home, late kick. Jake Elliott, correct, boys?
Don't be wrong.
Yes, Jake Elliott.
Jake Elliott puts the nail in the coffin, and TJ doesn't talk to me till Tuesday.
TJ skips class Monday and Tuesday. He's in depression mode.
That's probably going to happen anyways. It's the skipping class part. But yeah, it's going to be some hostility. I'm just going to say, dude, it's been fuck Philly all week. It's going to continue all throughout the weekend. These fans hate each other. The players hate each other. I'm so ready for this Dallas defense to just eat Hurts alive. And I'll be very much disappointed if they let me down, which could very well happen. I think the Philly dick ride needs to stop a little bit. Dallas secondary is I think they're gonna shut down their good wide receivers that Philly has. The front four is gonna get pressure, of course, for Dallas and probably result in a few big sacks. Of course, though, I'm speaking with my heart.
And a lot of bias there.
Yeah, and a lot of bias. Yeah.
Logically, I like where Dallas is, win or lose. They have games where it's the Lions and the Bears coming up.
Dude,
plus, they're still playing every team in the AFC South. And that division sucks. Dak's gonna come back. He's gonna be healthy, and the offense is gonna be looking
Dallas
really good.
gonna win this game or not?
Phillies.
I dude.
Dallas gonna win this game or not? This is what we need to hear, man.
Yeah, Dallas is gonna win. They're
Eagles
gonna
minus
win.
5.5.
Dallas
Eagles minus
is gonna
5.5.
win. Dallas is gonna win 26-19. They're gonna continue to not give up more than 20 points.
You think they're gonna score 26 points?
Eagles
I
win
do
and
think
cover.
so.
Eagles win and cover. Last game, Ravens Giants. Giants win. I'm a homer. I'm going for it. Upset number 2 of the year. Giants win.
Mikey, there's a reason that the Giants are 5.5 point underdogs at home. Ravens 31, Giants 10. Y'all can't stop Lamar, and you're the Giants.
You stopped Aaron Rodgers. I'm just gonna say that. So
yeah,
you also stopped Romeo Dobbs, Mike.
I'll keep it simple. Both these teams are pretty good. Yes, I said the Giants are good. I'm going to say Ravens here only because they need it more. It's also a home game it's at Giants. So that gives them the edge. That gives the Giants the edge there.
The Vegas.
I mean, the Ravens really need a win here because if they're 3-3, that's concerning. They have Lamar Jackson. They should not be 3-3. The Giants have a pretty good running back. So
we need the picks. We need the props. Let's go.
Let's go. Hold on real quick before we hit the props.
Real quick.
I need y'all's picks tonight. Shit show.
Oh, okay. The toil bowl.
I'll go first.
Commanders. Go ahead. Just go. Commanders.
I'll probably be sleeping by the start of the second half. Plus, we've got some stick and puck later. For the sake of the show, though, Chicago by 7.
I got Carson Wentz.
Chicago by 7.
Hey,
do I even
get the props? Let's go.
I've got Carson Wentz improving to 7-0 on Thursday.
Get to the props. You got 90 seconds, fellas.
All right,
props.
So give me Josh Allen over 2.5 passing touchdowns versus the Chiefs. The line's probably 1.5, but take the 2.5. This one's so easy. Kansas City secondary is just got torched, like I was saying. It's the Raiders. And the Bills just got off a bye week playing the Steelers. Diggs is going to have 1 to 2 of those touchdowns for sure.
A bye week playing Steelers, but
Go
all
ahead,
right,
Ethan.
cool. I like that pick, TJ. I actually have my bet going tonight in the toilet bowl, like Mikey said. The Commanders have given this total up every single game. Bowl. The Commanders have given this total up every single game. The player I chose is heating up. He's actually only hit this total, I think, once or twice. But
there's a reason
it would
for
sound
that,
free.
Ethan.
But he's heating up. Let me say it. Justin Fields over 172.5 passing yards is the play. 208 last week. Bears have to throw the ball. They play from behind. Fields covers.
Let me give mine in.
172.
Right.
I'm sticking with the toy bowl, not gambling advice. Carson Wentz over 219.5 passing yards. Ron Rivera just talked shit about him in the presser. He's got something to prove. He's hitting the over. Carson Wentz. Commanders win.
And remember, you guys have to catch up to me. I'm 1-0. You guys are both 0-1. So
Herbert missed last week.
He did miss, and he had a lot of time to do it too. He just I don't know. I guess he just missed it. But
great show, man. That's a quick rundown. Let's do it again sometime.